Hello, welcome to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. The purpose of this show is to let people in Jefferson City know about all the wonderful entertainment options that are available to them. There's a lot that goes on in the capital city. A lot of it is family friendly, and a lot of it is at little to no cost to you. I always say there's plenty to do in Jefferson City. You just have to know where to find it. And so that's why we invented this show. It's to help you have the edge and come up with exciting ideas to do during the week and on the weekends. Now, summer is almost upon us, and Jefferson City is always a very busy place in the summer. There's a lot going on. And with me today, we have Sarah from the Jefferson City Visitors and Convention Bureau, or Convention and Visitors Bureau, I should say. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I love your intro about what all the great things there are to do in Jefferson City.
Well, it really is true. You know, I always, my husband always teases me. He says, "You always have an agenda every weekend. You have this list of things you want to do," and it's like, well, sometimes it's hard to actually get it all in.
It is. You're exactly right.
Well, one of the really cool things we do have in Jefferson City is the old Missouri State Penitentiary. People talk about it all the time, and it's hard to miss up there on the East End, and it's got quite a bit of history to it. Can you tell us a little bit about the site?
Sure. Yeah, you know, we have some great attractions in Jefferson City, but the Missouri State Penitentiary really has become our newest and biggest attraction. People are coming from all over the country and all over the world to see the Missouri State Penitentiary. MSP, as we like to call it in short term. It was decommissioned in 2004, and so for a couple of years it just sat there empty. And in 2009, the Convention and Visitors Bureau was able to start offering tours of the site. And so this is our third tour season, and we have seen the excitement and the interest level grow enormously over the last couple of years. In 2009, we had about a 5-month tour season, and we had just over 3,000 people go through the tour, which was great. You know, we were excited. Our tours sold out way far in advance because we only had a couple of tour guides and only had tours really on Saturdays. And then 2010, we really expanded our offerings. We hired a couple of other tour guides. We started offering tours on Saturdays and Sundays and some during the week, and we had just under 12,000 go through in 2010. And so this year in 2011, we've again upped the bar and we've added some different types of tours. The last 2 years we've just done history tours. And this year already we've had about 4,000 people go through, and that was at the beginning of April. So we're really on pace to break our numbers last year and have a great increase. The prison was built in 1836, and so it's 175 years old. These buildings, the oldest building on this site that's still standing was built in 1868.
Wow. So
there's an incredible history over there, like you mentioned. People recognize some of the infamous inmates that have spent time in there. Some of those names are Sonny Liston, who actually learned how to box in the Missouri State Penitentiary and then got out and became heavyweight champion. James Earl Ray, who actually escaped from the Missouri State Penitentiary and then a few months later assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. And then Pretty Boy Floyd is another gangster that people sometimes, you know, recognize that name. So it does have some notoriety that is recognizable to a lot of different people and is very intriguing to history buffs. People who are fascinated by history love this tour. But people who also are just maybe kind of into history also just enjoy their time over there. We have heard nothing but positive comments from the people who go on our tours. They think it's so interesting and so cool that they can get inside the walls of a prison.
Yeah, and that's not something you can do every day. I mean, you hear about other tours. Alcatraz, you know, obviously does a tour, but that's quite a ways away from here. So it's kind of neat to have something right here in Jefferson City that you don't get everywhere else.
You're right. I mean, this is, you know, the nearest prison that I think is open for tours is probably in Ohio. I mean, this is a really unique attraction that people in Jefferson City and visitors to Jefferson City can't really find many other places in the United States. So we're very lucky to have this cool attraction. And the great thing is that Jefferson City people can put together groups of, if they have a group of 15 or more that they want to put together, that could be people from their work, people in an organization with them, you know, a group of their family and friends. We'll actually set up specifically scheduled tours for those groups if you want to put a group together.
Well, that'd be something fun to do, a little bit different.
Yeah, and our tours are pretty affordable. They're not free. I know a lot of things in Jefferson City are free, but in order to pay for our tour guides and the liability insurance and that type of thing over at the penitentiary, we do have a minimal charge. It's $12 per person for a 2-hour history tour. And like I said, that's just one of our types of tours. This year, we've actually expanded into offering ghost tours and paranormal investigations, and then also some twilight tours, so our history tour, but at night. And those are a little bit more expensive. The twilight tour is a 2-hour tour, and it's $17 per person, and then the ghost tour is $25 per person.
Now, talking about ghost tours, you know, I know that some of the shows that have been really popular on TV are ghost hunter type shows, and I understand that there's actually a pretty big group coming to our MSP site to do their own investigation.
There is. We have been contacted by many, many paranormal investigating groups, some more locally oriented, you know, statewide. We've had groups from Kansas City and St. Louis and that type of thing, but we were contacted by a national paranormal investigating group in January, and we've been working with them over the past couple months, and with cooperation from the State Office of Administration, we were able to give them the okay, and they will be coming to Jefferson City to MSP to do an investigation sometime this summer.
Wow, that'll be a really cool thing, and I think it'll bring a lot of people to the city, and you know, obviously it's going to boost the city's economy, and
it will.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it talks to a different group of people who are interested in the site, and for different reasons. Up to this point, I think most of the people who have been touring, you know, in the past 2 years have been really interested in the history. Now, that's not to say that people on those tours aren't also interested in the more unnatural, supernatural side of things. Pretty much on every tour, somebody asks about ghost stories there.
Right.
So we know that there's a lot of interest in that side of it. But bringing in this National Paranormal Investigating Group and also the more local ones will really broaden our, you know, interest, or excuse me, the people who are interested in coming to visit MSP. And I think it's going to result in some very exciting, you know, things. I don't know. It's been a learning experience for all of us at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, learning about, you know, how you investigate old buildings to find out if there's paranormal activity and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think with any site that is that old, I mean, 175 years old, that's going to be something people just naturally think of, you know, if there's any hauntings or ghost stories associated with the site. And I think that those tours, even if you're, you know, maybe a skeptic, when you're in that site, it's a little bit creepy, it's dark. I think that your imagination can start to get the better of you, and I think I would challenge even the most stoic skeptics to go out there and not get a little bit of a chill when they're in that site.
I completely agree. I mean, it is, especially when you're there and there's not a lot of people around, it is a very eerie place. I mean, historically, it's been filled with thousands of inmates and workers, and you know, so being in there with no one around you and just complete and utter silence, I don't know, it's kind of a creepy feeling.
Well, and what's really neat about it too is up until early, you know, 2000s, it was still in use and actually holding inmates, and sometimes notorious inmates, and so it's kind of neat to see that just a few short years ago, it was the real deal. It
was in operation. It was the longest continually operating prison west of the Mississippi. So, I mean, we think it's been around for a long time, but really it has been around for a very long time. So it's such a gem to Jefferson City. We are just so happy that we're able to offer tours of it because people just love going on the tour.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do say you got to do something with that site, and this is one way to utilize it.
That's exactly right.
Well, like we've been saying, it's coming up on its birthday, and I understand you have something special planned for the birthday celebration.
We do. We thought, there's no better time to have our first event at the Missouri State Penitentiary than the 175th anniversary. So we are organizing an event in June. It's going to be June 10th through 12th. It's going to be a Friday through Sunday event. And of course, we wanted to just provide a weekend full of activities for everyone to enjoy. So we have a lot of different things planned, and we've really tried to tap into that prison-related type of thing. So Friday night, we're going to show a movie outdoors in the lower yard. We're going to show Shawshank Redemption. So that should be really fun. And then Saturday, we're going to start things off with a 5K, and we're partnering with the Fraternal Order of Police, and they're actually going to host their annual 5K. It's a foot race, is what they call it. And they're going to host that with our event. And it's going to actually run through the Missouri State Penitentiary, which will be neat. Yeah. And then we'll have some like kids activities and craft areas during the day, as well as an escape the prison section where people can go through a hay bale maze or climb a rock wall. That kind of thing is what we're looking into. And then on Saturday night, we're going to have like food and drinks, and we're going to have a concert. So we're still working on the specifics of who that concert's going to be, but we're trying to bring in a bigger act from outside of the area to put on a big show. Right. And that'll all take place within the walls of the Missouri State Penitentiary. So it's really unique. Like I said, this is really the first event that's taken place inside the walls, and we'll of course have our regularly scheduled tours going on. We're going to have a tour every hour on Saturday. So just to make sure that anybody who's there can go on a tour. And we'll have some historic seminars that will be happening too, so you can get more in-depth information about women in prison, the 1954 riot, that kind of thing.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So is this something that people need to get tickets in advance for?
Well, the event in and of itself is free. There will be some pieces of it that will have a cost. For example, the concert on Saturday night. The tours obviously will be regularly priced as they normally are. And then actually on that Sunday night, June 12th, is when we're having a mystery party where we'll make a big announcement that is in connection with that national paranormal group. So that will have a small cost as well. So besides that, you can just kind of show up to the event. The games are free, the crafts are free. We're going to have some artist booths set up. That's all free to come in and walk through the prison and have some fun, that kind of thing. So
sounds like a lot of fun.
It will be. We're so excited.
Yeah.
It's this event that's kind of grown and morphed into an even larger event, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, so that's June 10th through the 12th.
That's correct.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming by today and chatting about all the different activities that you're going to be offering in June, and then also just the regular tours that you have.
Yeah, and for more information about our tours and that event in June, people can log on to our MSP website, which is MissouriPennTours.com, and that's PENTOURS.
All right. Thank you, Sarah, for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
And I'd like to thank everyone at home for watching. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have more of Community Connection coming up, telling you about more fun stuff going on in Jefferson City this summer. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Diabetics, anyone over 60.
African Americans and Hispanics over 40.
We're all at risk for vision loss.
Eye diseases can sneak up without symptoms.
But these diseases can be treated.
And vision loss prevented
If they're caught in time.
if you're in one of these risk groups.
Or have a family history of eye disease.
Please, have a dilated eye exam once a year. Don't lose sight of eye disease.
A new day is dawning for regional Girl Scouts as 5 councils come together to form the Girl Scouts of the Missouri Heartland. The new council serves girls in 68 counties of Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma, from the Boot Heel to Mid-Missouri, and from Springfield and Joplin areas to Northeast Oklahoma and Southeast Kansas. Girl Scouts of the Missouri Heartland brings new opportunities to girls while maintaining the mission of building girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place.
For more information, call 1-877-312-4764.
Hello, and welcome back to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. During the first half of the show, we talked with Sarah from the Jefferson City Convention and Visitors Bureau about some really cool activities that are going to be happening in June around the old Missouri prison site, and I think those will be a lot of fun for the residents of Jefferson City. But that's not all that's happening. Of course, when June rolls around and summer really kicks into high gear, there's a lot going on. And a lot of that is coming from the Jefferson City Parks and Recreation Department. And today we have with us Phil Stiles. And Phil, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, like I said, we're pretty much into summer. The days are starting to get a lot warmer. And I think a lot of things that people think of when they think of summer is getting in that pool and finding a way to cool off. Can you tell us about when your facilities will be opening?
Sure. Our pool's open for the season on June 1st. The Memorial Park Family Aquatic Center, normal operation hours are from noon until 7 p.m. Ellis Porter Riverside Pool is open daily from noon until 5 p.m. So people have an opportunity to enjoy the 2 public swimming pools.
Those are a lot of fun, and especially, you know, I've been to both, and the one near Memorial Park there, my daughter has been waiting anxiously for that to open because you can see the big water slides and they're not fired up yet, but those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, people really enjoy the water slides, and they're a nice attraction to the community.
Right. Well, can you tell us about some of the other activities that are going to be happening? I know another tradition in Jefferson City is Thursday Night Live, and that's going to be in the downtown area, but can you tell our viewers a little about that series of events?
Sure. Thursday Night Live is held every Thursday in downtown Jefferson City from 6 to 9 p.m. And what we try to do is to showcase area bands, and we normally have anywhere from 2 to 3 different bands play throughout the evening. We set up a stage at the intersection of High and Madison Street, and then we block off the streets from Jefferson to Monroe, and then down Madison Street to the commercial way, and kind of make it a big festival. People are free to sit and enjoy the music. We try to bring in different other attractions for families to enjoy, from old cars to a motorcycle cruise-in, and then we are going to end up the Thursday Night Live series on the last Thursday of June with the big beach party. And that was the biggest hit last summer. People
Right.
are still talking about it. And what we do is we bring in about 65 to 70 tons of sand,
Wow.
dump it all on Madison Street, and create a beach in downtown. And have working on maybe a new twist to that this year, but plans aren't final yet, so you'll have to stay tuned.
Well, it's probably one of the few times you're actually going to be able to enjoy a beach in Jefferson City.
That's right,
so.
that's right, that's right.
Those are always a lot of fun, and I think one of the great things about it is it can just be a leisurely thing. You can wander around downtown, there's shops there, there's restaurants where you can eat, you can go to Yo-Yums and get some ice cream afterwards, and you can just do it at your own pace.
Right, right. And this is the first year that the experiment with the festival district is going to happen. And so that's going to create, I think, a new buzz about the event. And I think it's going to really attract a lot more people this year. And like I said, the restaurants are open and have gotten a lot of positive response from the restaurants and other businesses downtown for bringing in Thursday Night Live to the downtown area.
Yeah, and it's just a great summer tradition. It's something I always look forward to.
Yep.
Well, another thing that's going to be happening in downtown Jefferson City, that's something our family always looks forward to, is Kidsfest. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Kidsfest is, gosh, we've been doing this program for close to 25 years now. And we moved it to the downtown area probably 3 or 4 years ago. And really it celebrates the kid. And what we try to do is to bring in kid-friendly activities, organizations who gear toward kids, and let them get the word out about their organization or business. Right now we have probably 45 to 50 booths that will be on display. We'll have bounce houses, we have a petting zoo, we'll have entertainment throughout the day. So there's a wide variety of activities for families to come out and enjoy. We set up a tennis court on Madison Street. We offer hay rides throughout around the Capitol building. The fire trucks and the police department will be there with their vehicles on display. We have a Civil War cannon that people can shoot Nerf cannonballs. So it's just a fun activity for the kids, and it kind of kicks off the summer.
Right. Well, and a lot of these activities too, they're free, or there's very little cost associated with them. And I think that that's important too, because especially in the summer, gas prices climb up, and everyone likes to find ways to save some money. So I think that's a really neat aspect of it.
Sure. Yeah, most of these activities that we offer, except for admission to the pools or golf course or whatever, but a lot of our programs are free during the summer months, and the big special events anyway. And that's really one neat thing about Jefferson City, is that we can offer these type of events to the public for free.
Yeah. My goal when I started this show was to let people know that there is so much to do in Jefferson City, because I hear that a lot. There's nothing to do. What are we going to do this weekend? But I think there's a lot going on. You just have to know where to look for it.
Yeah, that's right. And we try our best to get the word out, but not everybody reads the paper. Not everybody has internet and may not be on Facebook or whatever. But we do our best to try to get the word out about all these events.
Right. Another thing that's going to be happening, a lot of these events we talk about are really family friendly. Kidsfest obviously is, and even Thursday Night Live, I think if you're an adult or a kid or a teenager even, you can enjoy that. And another thing you do is you do a summer movie series on the Capitol lawn.
Yep. We started this about 3 or 4 summers ago, and they've been extremely popular. Our first movie is not going to be on the Capitol lawn. We're moving it to the prison grounds in conjunction with the CVB's 175th anniversary of the Missouri State Penitentiary. So we're going to be showing the movie in the lower yard that evening, and it is an R-rated movie. I want to get the word out about that. Right. We're showing The Shawshank Redemption, which is a prison-themed movie. Great movie, but maybe not kid-appropriate.
Right.
Then our final 2 movies will be on the south lawn of the Capitol. On July 15th, we're showing Jumanji. And then on Friday, August 5th, we're showing Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So again, those are all free. And we try to do some pre-show activities starting about 7:30, and then the show starts about 8:30 or 8:45.
When it starts to get a little bit darker out.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that's nice too, because that's something that you can just go hang out, be outside, be outdoors, enjoy the weather, and also just watch a movie that kind of everyone's familiar with.
Yeah, and a lot of families come out, like you said, throw their blankets down, pack a picnic, and have their picnic dinner on the Capitol lawn, or bring a Frisbee out to throw around. So again, it's great family fun and for free.
Yeah, and it's not often that you can go and see a movie and you not have to worry about telling your kids to keep it down or not run around.
Yeah.
So that's a unique aspect of it.
Right. Sure is.
Well, Phil, I know that there's a lot of stuff going on. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover today?
Yeah, another free event that we're doing in June is the Kids Fishing Derby. We've done this again for probably 25 plus years. The date in the program guide is incorrect. We had to move the date back 1 weekend. So that event is Saturday, June 19th. And that will be held out of Bender Lake and Bender Park. And we co-sponsored that with the Capital City Crappie Club. And the fishing derby runs from 8 to 9 p.m. And then Walmart sponsors a casting contest from 9 to 10. Did I say p.m. or a.m.? It's in the morning.
Okay.
It's in the morning. So 8 to 9 a.m. and then after the fishing derby, the casting contest is held.
How long has that been going on? 'Cause that's not something I was familiar with.
Yeah, we've been doing that probably 25 plus years.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, we try to tie that in with the Missouri Conservation Department offers a free fishing weekend, and we try to always tie that into that weekend. We had to move it back one weekend this year.
Well, those all sound like really wonderful activities, and just, you know, to me, that's what summer is all about, is getting out with the family and doing things and being outdoors and really enjoying everything that Jefferson City does have to offer. We covered a lot of stuff today. Is there a website people can go to or a phone number they can call to find out more?
Right, our website is www.jeffcitymo.org/parks. We are located at 427 Monroe Street, and you can stop by there. We do have our summer program guide out now. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We're also on Facebook, so you can like us on Facebook to keep up to date with that.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people, especially our college students here at Lincoln University, do, is they find out that way is they just Facebook each other, and it's right there on your phone. So it's kind of one of the easiest ways to get in touch and stay in touch.
That's right.
And I also wanted to point out, you obviously work for Parks and Rec, but a lot of these events that are going on, they're really community partnerships. There's a lot of people that are involved in them.
Yeah, we have really found success in partnering with a lot of different organizations, from the library to the CVB to the Downtown Association to the Chamber. You name it, we probably have worked with every group in town. And we really like those collaborations. They're great marriages, and they really benefit everybody in the end.
Yep. And it also means that there's a lot of different ways, I think, that people can find out about these things. And, a lot of times you see signs up, posters up, if you're going to various businesses around town. So I think that that's a really great thing that Jefferson City has to offer, is that everyone does work together so well.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me today, Phil. I really do appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having us.
I'd like to thank our viewers for tuning in and watching this latest edition of Community Connection. We're really excited about summer being here in Jefferson City because there is so much for your families to do. You can also like JCTV on Facebook and find out more about these great activities. And also this show and many other shows that talk about all the things that Jefferson City has to offer can be found on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/JCTV Access. So go ahead and check that out. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to JCTV for more wonderful productions. Thank you so much for watching.